Hey, how's it going? So today we're looking at something that's been sitting here for the last 3 months, and that is the DJI FPV COMBO. For those who may not know me, I'm Finky. I'm a professional FPV pilot. I fly these little toys for a living in shoots for music videos, commercials, and even movies. And I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about the product, and also we're gonna try and figure out whether this is something for you or not. So in the box you get the drone, you get a radio, and you get the goggles. You also get a bunch of bits and pieces like the charger and a shell that goes on top that's bright green. I don't know why that is needed, but we get it. And then you get like cables to connect your phone to the goggles, because now you can connect your phone to the DJI V2 goggles. These are the V2, by the way. The main difference between the V1 and the V2s is that the V2s can work with this guy, and it's got also a little bit of a bigger screen. But apart from that, nothing much really. In terms of build quality, everything is plastic, but it's pretty solid. Everything kind of comes together. You see that it's something that's been engineered. Just one thing though, does this remind you of something? Because it kind of does to me. And I mean, everything is kind of the same, the form factor. This one is a little bit smaller. The switches are the same. Everything about this radio comes from this radio. I'm pretty sure it's a straight up copy, except that this radio is actually smaller. It's got smaller gimbals than the ones that come on this one. And look at the difference. It's pretty significant in terms of size, and that will have an impact on your precision. Also, because the sticks are smaller, so that means that you have less definition to be really precise in the way you're flying. The goggles come with a strap that goes on top and on the side, which I immediately replaced to just a simple strap like this, because I hate the fact that it takes you on top like that. It's very uncomfortable to me. I also replaced the foam. The original foam has a lot of light leaks on my face. So I just got these from dronefpvracer.com, and they're just great. This foam just covers my whole face. The battery is completely integrated to the drone, so it just slides out like this, and it's very different than the usual FPV batteries that we use. But the problem is that it won't charge on anything other than the charger from DJI. As opposed to most FPV drones that have an FPV camera and a camera on top for HD, this one has just one camera that does both. It's great for just because that way you can see exactly your frame. You're not seeing something that is on top, so there's like a little bit of displacement. That's a good thing. Another thing in terms of quality, the props, they're very, very soft. You see, I'm not even forcing it, and they're just bending like crazy. This is not good because it's going to impact a lot the flying field, which we are going to talk about right now. The flying field of that drone is just pretty bad, to be honest. It's very loose, and the weight is placed in a strange way. So that means that when you're going to send it a certain direction, it might fight you, and it just feels very weird. It's not fun to fly. The first time I flew it for about 45 minutes. And then when I came back to my normal drones, it was like I had forgotten how to fly. It's that much different. And I just didn't have fun flying the drone. It will also have a lot of what we call prop wash, which is something where as the drone flies into its own air, it will start shaking. So you get a lot of shakes like this when you fly around, and you feel like you ruined your shot. However, it's not necessarily ruined, because there's an amazing video stabilization in there. So yeah, the first time I flew it, when I came back home, I was done with the drone. Honestly, I was like, this is not something for me. But the video stabilization kind of made me think about it twice, because it's amazingly smooth. None of the shakes that you see in your goggles as you're flying will appear in the end, in the final footage. It's pretty impressive the way it is stabilized. It's like having what we call real steady go to stabilize GoPro straight out of the drone. And it will also remove the lens distortion that you get with Real Steady Go. directly from the drone. And you can turn it on or off if you want to have that fisheye look or not. What I didn't like is the overall image quality compared to the GoPro. To me, it's quite underneath. The FOV is not as wide as well, and if you put it too wide, it will actually show the propellers. So I guess they kind of had to just mix and match and try and work with what they had. But in the end, this is not a good replacement for an FPV drone with a GoPro on it. In terms of quality, it will be under, despite the fact that it's got Cine-like, which is a flat profile, and the fact that you can pretty much lock ISO and shutter, just like on the GoPro. However, the convenience factor is there. It's a very easy drone to get started with, because you can literally take it out of the box, charge the battery, and go fly with. And you can pace yourself using the different features that you have, because you can start with a normal mode that flies like a Mavic, a sport mode that will fly more like a Mavic in sport mode, and then the manual mode that will do either attitude, so you can't flip it completely around, or if you select certain features in the goggles, you can have it do all the acrobatic move that we normally do. However, it will fly kind of different. But yeah, there's nothing as easy to just get started in FPV if you don't want to tinker with anything. That's just a fact. One last thing that I'd like to mention is this really cool accessory called the motion controller. It doesn't come with the drone. It comes as an option. It's $200 or 149 euros, and it allows you to control the whole drone just with one hand. And with this little trigger here, you will accelerate. It's something that I tried last year on a normal FPV drone, and I think it's a really fun accessory to kind of use. And there's also potential for people that just have one hand, for example. But it makes flying very intuitive and very easy to do, which is pretty cool. Talking about price, the price of the combo is $1,299 for the whole thing, and 1,349 in euros. As you know, I did a beginner kit that cost about $2,000, and this is right underneath it, but then you don't have all the spares and everything. So if you break something here, you're most likely gonna have to just buy another one. You can replace the camera though. You can buy the camera separate, but the rest, yeah, you can't really rebuild it. Also, one thing to note is that the DJI V2 is compatible with the Air unit, so you can potentially transition from this to a normal drone, and I would expect them to do the same for the radio. So that means that you can potentially change your drone in the future and just transition to something with better performance without having to rebuy a whole kit. And now it takes us to the question, is it the drone for you? Well, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, do you already fly FPV? If you fly FPV already, honestly, this is not something for you. The performance is not there, the quality is not as good as what you can do with a home build, so there's no point really going for it unless you want to fly long range really far, because this has a potential 10-kilometer range, and also it just flies for a long time, so that means that you can do long range and for over 10 minutes. However, I guarantee that the fun factor between one that you built yourself or even that you bought pre-built compared to this is going to be completely different. You're going to have a lot more fun with a classic FPV drone than with this. Now, for those who haven't started doing FPV yet, is it a right buy? Well, it depends. Are you willing to spend some time learning about FPV? If you do, I would advise you to go with something else. Something maybe like the beginner kit that I showed in one of my previous videos, or anything else. But if you don't want to learn and you just want to go out and fly, this might be a good choice for you. This is something that doesn't require you to learn how to solder. It doesn't require you to learn all the specifics about FPV drones, which we always tend to think it's quite simple, but in the end it's fairly complicated. So yeah, if you just want to have something that you can use from time to time, or maybe you're a travel vlogger and you just want to have one drone that you put in your bag and just go out and fly, and it can do both Mavic type shots or kind of FPV, even though it's not exactly like an FPV shot. Well, this could be a good choice for you. In conclusion, yeah, this video is not really about each and every feature and what in detail every button does, but to me it's just about who this product is for, if it's the right product. And I think really it's not addressing any of the professional market at all. It wouldn't be a good fit for a professional user, so I wouldn't bring this on set with me. It won't be the perfect fit for a hobbyist either, because you could someone that would fly, for example, abandoned buildings. Yeah, this is not exactly what you want, because you're gonna break something real fast. You're gonna crash. If you're pushing it, you're gonna crash, and then it won't be able to fix it. So it's really for someone who wants to film nice landscapes, but doesn't want to learn about FPV, just wants to go and have fun sometimes, which is perfectly fine, because if you want to fly FPV, otherwise it kind of becomes your life real fast. So yeah, that's more addressing that type of person than anyone else, and it's perfectly fine. It's also doing a lot of things really right to me that I would love to see on other drones, like for example the fact that there's a record button. You can start and stop it just as you go. You see it in the goggles when it's recording or not. So that's something that I would love to know, because sometimes you forget to turn it on, or just sometimes you just wait around for 5 minutes and then you just do a bunch of data for nothing. Then the stop button is pretty interesting as well. When you stop, when you just panic, you can just stop it and then it will resume and go to normal mode. That's something that's pretty cool. The fact that the camera is the same for the FPV and the sensor that's recording is also great, because you see exactly what you frame in. There's no risk of having your FPV camera angled differently than your HD camera. That's pretty interesting. I'd love to see that on a different build. To sum it up, the build quality is very decent, but the flight characteristics are just not as great as a normal FPV drone. You won't have as much fun flying this, and nor will the image quality would be as great as on a normal FPV drone. If you break it, you will most likely have to replace the whole thing, but in terms of convenience, there's nothing that beats it. It's just super easy to use, and it just comes and you can go straight out of the box and fly it. So if you don't want to jump into that rabbit hole of FPV and you don't want it to become your whole life, maybe this is the right drone for you. I hope that you found this video interesting, and see you next time. Bye bye!